Hey ho, hello Danny. Say something so we can see if we can hear you.
Did you just call me a hoe?
Yeah, that's that
You
Florida.
said, "Hey ho."
Yeah, no, he's got a Florida accent that sometimes is so thick you want to puke.
Oh, that
Don't
was
listen
funny.
to him. He's the
Well,
hoe,
that's
not you.
the appropriate way to start.
Yes, it is. So Pintauro, is that how I correctly pronounce your last
Yes,
name?
yes. Technically, if you want to be really accurate, you say Pintauro Tabares because I took my husband's last name and we share it. But for like stuff like this, it's still just
Oh, so you're a
Pintauro.
Okay.
maricon.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're one of those sissy men that gets married. How silly is that? Do you ever
Yeah.
hear of men getting married? That's ridiculous.
That's twice in 2 minutes that you're gonna get yourself canceled. Gosh.
I know. No, but I'm
Because
married.
we're married too.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you know what? Which brings me to, could you lend me $3,000? I need to divorce this bastard. I mean, I really want to get a divorce. I'm broke as a bat. I can't afford the divorce. He abuses me. He puts matches under my fingernails and burns me.
Oh my gosh, that sounds
Yeah.
awful.
Well, no, it's not. Try it.
So hold on. Let me
I
do
love
a
you
real
already
Intro. Let me do a real intro.
wait. You have a great sense of humor. I really do love you. You're going to be
Okay.
fun on our show.
So hold
I'm
on,
very
everybody.
excited.
Now we're gonna bring on do my real intro. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the fabulously talented Danny Pintauro. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, hello.
Before we get started, let me introduce you to everybody. This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Big mouth Ron. So
Yes,
when
clearly.
did you get married?
We're going on 9 years.
Wow, you were one of
No,
the first
sorry,
ones.
8 years.
So you were one of the first ones to hang yourself.
Yes, in New.
Wow.
We actually were living in Las Vegas, but not legal there at the time. So we actually flew to California and did it there.
Oh my gosh!
So
So
no,
we were in Pennsylvania.
He's not going to be interested.
No, we were in Pennsylvania and it wasn't legal, and we
So
drove
dull.
to New York.
Oh, look at your ugly little, cute little dog. Oh,
Yeah.
That's
This is
Astro. That's Astro, our
Oh,
poodle,
cute.
our
He's our
rescue
baby.
poodle terrier. And
Oh,
he's
lovely.
7 pounds. He weighs 7 pounds, and he's a lovebird. You have a dog, of course.
I have 3 of them. Yes.
We
Of
do
course,
too.
We have 3 also.
Oh, nice.
Must be a gay man thing.
This is
3
our little
dogs.
one. This is our little one, and we have a 130-pound like Brazilian Mastiff, and then we have a 35-pound Terrier, and then we have a 7-pound, and the
All right, but I
7-pound
want
runs
to
the
ask
show.
you a question.
Yeah,
Weren't
that's
you,
same for us.
weren't,
Yeah.
weren't you worried about your career when you came out that you were gay? You know, there are homophobic jerk-offs out there.
Oh, there's a few. Yes, especially back then.
Right.
It came out in 2003 on Oprah.
That was a very
the separate
daring
issue.
thing.
That was a whole other topic. Oh, we got to go back more than that. 1997 was when
you came out in 97?
Yes, not by choice. It was the Inquirer. They had heard that I was exploring my sexuality at Stanford and called and said, literally, look, we've got some scoop and we're going to write a story about it, whether you like it or not. Do you want to talk to us about it?
Imagine. Well, I was.
So the media was shitty then too.
I used to. I used to impersonate Jane Russell, the legend movie star, and I was in a club in Brooklyn, and they raided it, and a picture was taken of me being put into a paddy wagon, and it was in the movie called the magazine called The Star, and there was the picture of me, and the Star said, "Jane Russell is a man." I mean, and Jane Russell was my best friend. So I showed Jane the picture. She went hysterical laughing. She said, "Oh my God, Ron, that's the best." She said, "That's better than me going to the moon."
You cannot trust the thing that the Star.
Horrible rag sheets. They destroyed careers. They were ruthless people. And you know what? I met one of them, the wife of one of the magazine people.
The owners.
In Florida, there was a store there where you bought all copycat furniture. I forgot the name of it. And she was in there buying stuff, and we became friendly. And when I found out that her husband was the one that edited and did all of the shit out of Florida, I wanted to really get political and say, how dare you? But it's not her fault. She just spent his rotten, dirty money.
Yeah, and hopefully she spent a lot of it. So
yes,
well, yeah, she did.
So now, where do you live now? You're in Texas, right?
Yes, we are in Austin.
Austin, beautiful there.
We always say we don't live in Texas, we live in Austin. There is a very big difference.
Yes,
so
there is.
The line is starting to get finer and finer with our governor. He's being a real pain in the ass. So
But you have one of the greatest music scenes like in
Oh, yeah.
in the country in Austin. So we forgot to say too, we have a chat room filled with people. So please
Oh,
just say hi to everybody in the
hi,
chat room.
chat room. Hi, everyone. If you have any questions, I'm open. I'll answer anything you got.
And they probably will. They'll start throwing stuff.
Okay, good.
You
They'll
are
start
one
throwing stuff up
character that I
there.
really appreciate.
So you guys, first of all, in case you don't recognize Danny because he's all grown up now, Danny was
Oh,
one
here,
of the.
look, I have it right here. I'll show you. You
Okay,
keep
show
talking, and
us.
I'll show it. Yeah.
Danny was one of the stars of the hit TV show Who's the Boss that starred Tony Danza, him, Judith Light, Catherine Hellman, and Alyssa Milano. And a great show. Everybody, I mean, I don't know anybody who's older than 25 or 30 who doesn't know the show. It was such a
Yeah.
hit. And how old were you when you were on the show?
I was 6 when it started and about 15 when it ended.
So that's a huge run too.
And I was about 40 when I watched it.
Okay.
I watched it with my daughters.
I know, but you wouldn't have been 40 because
my daughter Leslie loved that show. My
so you may have been watching the reruns.
No, my daughter
40.
Leslie is 52 years old.
How old are you?
Okay, then yeah.
And she was about 7 or 8 when we used to watch Who's the Boss.
Yeah, perfect.
And she loved that show. So Leslie's going to be thrilled that you're on our show.
Actually, I'm 46. I just turned 46.
Happy birthday!
Oh, well, I'm 81. I'm 81 and a half.
He's 81,
so he could.
And a half. So I've.
You don't look a day over 81. I mean,
the doctor. My doctor said that to me.
Our resident perv
called me 81 and a half. I wanted to punch him in the face. I said the 81 is bad, but the half kills me.
So our resident perv, Dave Hughes says Melissa Milano is freaking hot, and she is, and she follows me on Instagram and stuff. She's very nice.
She doesn't work anymore, though.
Yeah, she does.
She does.
She's got a movie coming out on Thursday. There's a movie coming out on Netflix Thursday.
Is it a movie or a TV series?
I'm not sure. I just saw the post this morning that it's coming on. I may think you're right. I think it's a TV series. So first of all,
well, we Italians root for each other.
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad that Milano is working. How about you? You working?
It depends on who you ask, and it depends on the day. If you asked me in December or in November, I would tell you yes. I was working as a vet technician. I've been doing that for 4 years, teaching high school students acting and film acting, and driving for Amazon on the side.
So you don't want to do film work anymore?
Well, that's why, if you ask me in November, I would say that. But I've made some changes, and we're going to see. This year's hopefully going to be filled with all kinds of new things. We're going to see what happens.
Well, I think you should be back in a series because you're a talented fella. You've had a lot of years experience, and that's a sin to waste it. And I would love to see you in a series. And guess what? I'd love to see you in a gay series. I have a good friend.
Great.
No, wait a minute. I have a good friend of mine, Stan Zimmerman, who's a writer. You must know his name in Hollywood if you're familiar with Hollywood. Stan has written the Golden Girls in Gay, which is called the Silver Foxes.
Silver Foxes.
And
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yes, and I was up for one of the characters, which I believe was B. Arthur, because of my Brooklyn, New York toughness, and it was going to be all about gay people, but intelligently done.
And Leslie Jordan, I feel like, was somehow.
I'm going to pass your name on to Stan.
Okay, great. That would be wonderful.
Because we want an all-gay cast. Today gays play gays, Indians play Indians, and Martians play Martians.
That's how it should be.
Well, so we're going to do that.
Are Martians, though? That's a good question.
Well, when he's got Silver Fox up and running, it will be basically anyone who is gay is gay.
Yeah,
in that show, which is
so
wonderful.
First of all, I put your name. So I produce a lot of films. I have like 9 in different stages of production right now, and
He doesn't look it, but he's good.
And because I have, because we have this show, I have ways to get in touch with a lot of celebrities because we have 2 celebrities on every week without necessarily having to go through agents to find out if they're interested. And I have this list
destroy
of
everybody.
like 400 actors, because people come to me all the time and say, who's been on your show that maybe we could use? So I'll put your name on my list that I put out.
Great. I would love that.
Well, you have a good work credit.
You have lots of good work credits.
Excellent work credit. That show was a big hit. How many years did that show run?
8 years.
That's a long time. That's a long time for a TV sitcom.
The only hard part, well, I guess it's not really a hard part, but the only hard part will be that it's just been 20 years since I've done any kind of acting. So I've got to have a good team of people behind me who are like really ready and willing to like figure out how to revive the
No,
career.
you know what? You're nuts. It's like riding a bike. I made a
Oh yeah,
movie.
for me
No,
for
wait.
sure. Yeah.
In 1959, remember those? There was a
He
time.
wasn't born.
No, but no, I'm saying there was a time on the planet when we had the year 1959. I was 19. I was in a movie with Sophia Loren and Tab Hunter, my first movie. Then I left the business because I had to eat and raise kids,
Yeah.
and I worked as a hairstylist. And then about 7 or 8 years ago, I went back to work in films. I did a lot of TV over the years, but I went to work in films. And I worried like you did. I said, oh my God, here I am now, a man of 70 years old at that time. What are they going to do with me? You know, I'm
Mhm.
old. I'm not cute and young anymore. What are they going to do with this old bag?
Yeah.
I got news for you. I work now. I have 6 movies lined up. I just finished 4. Would you believe it? Never in my youth was I ever so popular or wanted.
Amazing.
It's
Amazing.
as you get older, you get more in demand because the quality of you is better. So
Yes,
if you
I
did go
agree.
back to work, you would be so fabulous that when you look back at the old show, you'd say, I was crappy. Now I'm great because that's what you do.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
and and I believe you'd be sensational if you went
Thank
back to
you.
work without
I'm working on it.
with a beat. With a beat. I mean, come on, you know you could you memorize lines still?
Yes, of course.
See, I
I'm not
can't.
worried about
I
that.
can't.
That's like riding a bike. Yeah, of course.
No, I can't
It,
remember lines. I'm
oh
dead.
no?
No, I go
Well,
on
that's because
set.
you're 81 and a half. If you were
Yeah.
81, then you'd be able to memorize.
No, but you know what I do? No,
Good one.
you know what I do? I have a plug we put in my ear. Robert
Oh,
Redford
okay.
has it.
Yeah.
De Niro has it.
A lot of
Johnny
them
Depp
do that.
does
Yeah.
it. Even that female broad that everybody loves. They want to be in her movies. The hell
It
is
That
her
doesn't
name?
could
matter. He
that could
knows.
be so
Anyway,
many.
everybody
Meryl
in
Streep?
Hollywood that's over 50, Meryl Streep. Everyone in Hollywood that's over 55 probably has a plug.
Yeah.
Age takes away memory, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But I
for sure.
remember your show. It was fun. What was it like working with the Ginzo?
Who's the Ginzo? The Ginzo knives? I used to have a set of those.
No, the star of the show.
Tony
Tony
Danza.
Danza is an Italian. I call him a Ginzo.
I
I'm
know, I
allowed because
know.
I'm Italian. I'm allowed to say Ginzo. Are you
Um,
Italian or Spanish?
Me, I'm a little bit of everything. The husband is
No,
Filipino and
no,
Spanish, but the
you.
Tabares is where, because you said Spanish, so Tabares. But the Pintaro is Italian, but I'm Polish, Irish, English, German, Hungarian. Yes, I think all of those. I'm a
Wow,
little bit everything.
you're a
Um,
custom blend.
yes, for sure. That is so true.
Oh my
He's
God.
great. He's a typical Italian. You know, it's like if you're good to him and you're good to his family, he will take care of you for the rest of your
Absolutely,
life.
that's
And if you
good.
piss him off, you better run
Better
the other
run.
way. You know, I mean that's just Italian.
That's
So
him
Well,
too. Yes.
that's me. I say if you're true blue, I'll do anything for you.
yes,
But if you cross me, run for the fucking hills.
oh yes,
You don't want to cross me because
you do not.
I could be an ornery person. If you cross me to the point, like if you harm my children, if you go after
Oh
my
God,
daughters in any way, you're dead.
yeah.
No, there's no question about it. A phone call, you're dead.
So hold on.
You
I
know.
want to go back. So I want to go back. So first of all, how was working? How was it for you being on that show? Because that was basically your whole youth.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, look, I've been acting for all of my life before that. I was on As Good Old Turns for 4 years before Who's the Boss. I did Cujo and then Who's the Boss. So it was like old hand for me. But what we did was something that hadn't been done yet in the business, which was we were starting to see the sort of downfall of the child actors. So my parents had this really great idea, which was, look, unless you guys let him actually go to high school, we're not coming back to the show. And so we set it up where I went to a high school in Van Nuys, California. In the mornings, I did my 5 classes, and then I would drive to the set and rehearse in the afternoon. So when the show ended, the day after, I literally just went to school for the entire day instead of half of it, and nothing changed in my life.
Well,
So
Now
that
I
was
want to
good.
ask you.
That was
I
really
want to
good.
ask you a question, and it's a very sensitive question. And if you don't want to answer it, I will respect that. Were
okay.
you ever sexually approached, molested as a kid actor, as so many were?
There is rumors that I was molested by Michael Jackson and that the BMW that I owned as a kid was given to him by me. And in fact, the FBI or whoever was, looking into him actually came to our house to talk to my parents about it. I've never met him, so those rumors are not true. Um,
That just shows how
well,
fucked up the media can be.
well,
yeah,
that's like, I knew Rock Hudson,
yeah.
and I only wanted to be molested by him, but he never did.
Who
So it was
didn't?
very disappointing. I suggested it one time to him. I said, "Would you like to be a child molester?" Because I was much younger than he, and he laughed. But anyway, yeah, I would have liked to have been molested by Rock Hudson, wouldn't you?
No, he's too young.
Oh, Rock Hudson
I'm
was
too
the
young
ultimate.
to.
Oh, he
Yeah,
gorgeous
but he
guy.
was gorgeous. I
Oh
do know
no,
that
beyond
for
gore. You got
sure.
to see him in person.
I
Oh,
bet, and he was just
that
magnanimous
baritone.
for
Oh,
sure.
that 6'4", the baritone voice, the beautiful
Yeah,
chuckle, the dimples, the eyes that
all of
So,
the
sparkled.
above.
so
Ah,
are you still are
gorgeous.
you still friendly with the people on the show? Because I noticed that Alyssa Milano likes all your stuff on Instagram. So
Yeah.
obviously you're still
Well,
friendly with her.
I get a little squeal every time she does. Yes, she's the one I'm the most in connection with. She's been super helpful this last year as I try to figure all this stuff out. And when they were talking about the reboot, I was in contact with her like the most out of anyone. If I need to get a hold of Tony or Judith, I can email them and they write me back. But that's about it. Like I'll write to Judith and say, God, that episode of Politician was amazing, and she'll write back and say thank you. But it's
Yeah.
Alyssa and I who are actually like texting every now and then and saying hello. But look, we're going on 30 years here. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're not obligated to keep in touch.
No, it's so it's
No,
very nice that
it's
she does. I
sad.
noticed that
Yeah,
she likes a lot of your stuff because we follow each other on
Listen,
Instagram. So
and
every time I see it, I'm like, oh my God, how cool.
yeah.
Angelina Jolie, who I know as Angie Voigt, lived around the corner from us in Beverly Hills.
Hmm.
And she and my daughter Deirdre went to school together. They hung out together. I made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for her in my house when she was a kid. Guess what? I can't even contact her today.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
sad.
well.
So
It's sad how
so
the business separates us.
so
Oh
in
yeah.
in the chat room, Cindy Lady Lake wants to know. She's like, Catherine Hellman was hilarious on the show. Was she funny in
Yes.
person?
Oh God, she was hysterical in person. There was no difference between her on camera and off camera. That
Right.
was what I loved about her.
It was pure. It was pure. You
Just
could see it was
pure,
pure.
just
It was
pure
pure.
energy. And she had these dachshunds that were always in her dressing room. She had at least 6 of them running around. So I always loved that.
I loved
Um,
her. I loved her in that
well,
movie where she got the facelift. What movie
oh
was that?
yes.
Where they pulled the skin. It was hysterical. I
I
forgot
can't
the
think of
name
the
of
name.
that movie. Where
Uh,
she's getting a facelift and they're pulling her face back. Well,
yes,
it was all rubber, of course,
that was
and
like
it
one of
was
her first.
hilarious.
That was before the TV show she was on forever. What was
I
that
can't.
called?
I don't remember. I'm
Soap,
old.
wasn't she on Soap?
Soap. Yes, Soap. Thank
Soap.
you. Yes. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
actually met the ventriloquist guy at a party from the guy who was the ventriloquist guy last year at a party here in Palm Springs.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Oh.
she's passed away now,
Yes.
Yes.
which
Poor
is
thing.
sad.
So
Yeah.
okay, so I have so we have another girl in the chat room, Dawn. Everybody they all want to know about Cujo.
Oh,
So tell
okay.
us. So Cujo is a great film. First of all, they want
Thank
to know
you.
how was it working with the dog, like working with like a big old dog like
Yeah.
that. And how old were you when you did Cujo?
It was right before Who's the Boss, so I was about 5 and a half, and then into 6. Man, I do a lot of these horror conventions, and I love telling these stories. But like, my
How
favorite thing
cute.
to say is that Dee Wallace actually, to this day, still says that I was the best child actress she worked with, and she's worked with some pretty
A
good child
lot, big
actors.
ones. Yeah, she's got
Um,
ET. She's got a lot of them.
Yeah. It was, I had a blast, which is so funny to say. Every time I'm at a convention, someone asks me how traumatized I was by filming that movie. And the answer is I wasn't at all. There were 7 dogs. There was a man in a dog suit. There was a dog in a dog suit. There was a mechanical dog. And I was just so fascinated by the whole process. And, they cut those pintos in half so they could like film from the inside. And I was just so fascinated by like half a car. And the dogs were like the sweetest things ever. They could care less about us. They
Right.
were trained to go after these little mice that had hormones on them, and they'd put that mouse in the car, and then the dog was trying to get in the car to get the mouse. So like,
I mean, how could
uh,
you be afraid of a dog? Look at this. I mean,
I mean,
dogs are
they're
so
gorgeous.
cute.
I
Thanks
have to
for
watch
hard.
I have to watch Cujo again now though, just because we have you on the show. Because well, first of all, we've had Dee Wallace on the show, and we see her daughter Gabrielle Stone at tons of events in
All the
LA
time,
all the
all
time,
the
and she's
time.
been on our show, and
She's
so it's
amazing.
kind of like our 6
She's
degrees
a
of
sweetheart.
separation.
We love
Yeah.
her. Now, question again, and I just forgot it. Oh well, age.
81.5.
No, it was a good question too. I'm so upset.
Oh,
shit.
let me do a
Like
promo
her.
thing. You can curse. That's okay. Let me
No,
give
what
it.
the
So
hell?
you
Oh
guys.
wait! I'm a Snoopy Yenta. I want to know how you met the husband. That's what I want to know. Fuck the other
Oh, that's
shit.
a good question.
Yeah, I want to
Oh,
know.
wait,
Did you meet him in passing or what?
you plug your whatever, and then I'll tell you the story. What were you
Oh,
gonna
I was
say?
gonna plug you for. So you guys,
Oh,
the way I found Danny, you guys, is on Instagram,
Yes.
and TikTok, you guys, and he puts his TikToks on his Instagram, so you can just follow him on Instagram. But you can also follow him on TikTok. He's at Danny Pintauro, DANNYPINTAURO. What first grabbed me is the fact, like around Christmas, and he had like his nails painted all different colors and everything,
Yep.
and I just thought, oh my God, he's going to be so much fun. He would be such a
Who's
great
this you're
guest.
talking about?
Him.
Oh, you had your
Me,
nails
look.
in different.
Yeah,
Now
look,
I've got-
he's got.
These are my New Year's nails. Yeah.
Oh yeah, look
They're
at
green
that.
and blue and black and all kinds.
That was
of
for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm having a blast. It's there's a really good TikTok on there yesterday. Like I'm having a good time, but somebody was like, why aren't you?
Really, who cares? I want to know about the boyfriend.
No, I want to know
No,
about.
I
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
know
I'll
about the
tell
boy.
you.
I'm dying
I'll
over
tell
here.
you.
How'd
Okay.
you meet the boyfriend? Jesus.
Not that exciting. So I was
Aw.
selling Tupperware at the time. Yes.
Tupperware.
100. Yes. I tried it all. Trust me. In the 20 years since I've tried to be an actor, I've tried it all. So I had a Tupperware party in Vegas.
I remember
and he was
them.
invited, and we had a good time. But I talked to him for like a second because he didn't want to buy anything, and I'm like, well, I don't have time for you. So I kept
Sure,
going.
cheapskate.
Well, exactly. So he friended me on Facebook, and we started playing Words with Friends on Facebook. And he moved to Phoenix, and we were doing that there. And then he moved to Vegas. He moved back to Vegas. And the day he moved back to Vegas, I said, look, if I win this game, you're taking me out to dinner. And I cheated, of course. He took me out for sushi. And a month later, he moved in because he had just moved back to Vegas and was trying to figure out where to live. And then a year later, he proposed, and a year later, we got married.
Is he cute? Is he cute?
Yeah, he's
He's
cute.
super cute. Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Sexy.
very unique.
You guys can find him. He's got pictures on his
Yeah.
Instagram, so follow him on
Yeah.
Instagram, and then you can see
Google him.
pictures.
So now, are you gonna
Filipino Spanish.
are you gonna adopt any kids?
God, no, we're too old for that
Too
now.
old for that, you
Ah,
think?
yeah,
I
no.
don't
There
know
was
about
there was a moment where we wanted to do that, but
Right.
we just love our lives, and
Right.
it's already hard enough to find someone to watch the dogs. Never mind finding someone to watch the
Yeah,
kids
we
when
have
we're
that.
on
We
the
have that
trip.
No, but
problem
I
too.
asked Jimmy. I said, I have 2 children, 2 daughters who are fully grown.
Mm.
They're older than I now. But anyway, I asked Jimmy, did you ever want a kid, miss a kid? He said no. I said, because if you wanted to have a kid, you could have, inseminate some broad and get a kid. He doesn't want it.
I don't.
There's just some people that don't want children.
I
I
mean,
don't
I was-
understand it. I mean, I love kids. My
In my
kids.
20s, I would have loved to. In my early 30s, sure, but I'm 40. My husband's 52. Like,
How
we
old
ain't
is
got
he?
Time for that?
52.
52.
52. So
Yeah,
if the
we
kid
ain't
is
got time for
20.
that.
Wait, 52, 62, 72 to have a. You could.
Yeah,
There's
you
a lot
could.
of a lot of a lot of senior citizen parents around. I'm one.
Yeah, no, for
You know.
sure.
Now, I've never wanted, but I love animals. I've always had dogs. We have 3 dogs. What kind of
Those are the
dogs do you
kids.
have? Yeah, those
are
are
our
the kids.
Yeah.
What
for
kind of
sure.
dogs do you have?
We have a mini schnauzer.
Oh, that's what I
who-
used to have. That was my first dog. Was a
Cute.
mini
Oh no,
schnauzer.
God, a mini schnauzer. What am I talking about? That's my old dog who died. We
Yeah.
have a Chihuahua mix. We have a
Yeah.
purebred wire hair terrier from from what's that place called?
Wire
The
hair terrier dog
Nation
land.
capital, the
Washington.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto
Um,
Rico. Okay.
And then we have this weird looking mini German Shepherd thing that we got from when I was working at the shelter.
That's fun.
Yeah, our middle dog, Brandy Girl, she's part terrier, and she's the most
Okay.
beautiful thing. She's like a dust mop, a big wall hair. You can see her,
Yeah.
you see her 2 black eyes and her little nose, and she's the sweetest girl in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a gentle love bug.
We get
People
the
out
gimp.
there, wait, hang on.
Weird
Pe-
one.
Everyone out there, please listen to me. rescue. There are so many beautiful dogs in shelters that need love and homes. Trust Ron. I don't bullshit or lie to you. Get a dog. You will not be lonely. You will be safe. You will be protected. You'll
They
feel
love you
wonderful.
so much.
And they will love you. They will never betray you. They'll never turn on you like some fucking people in our business. But I mean, please rescue a dog, please.
So that's what I did for the last 4 years. I worked for a local animal shelter.
Good for you. You got a good heart. That's why you got a good husband. If good people meet good people. Bad people meet bad people.
Is your husband? Does he have any?
Yeah. What does he do for a living? He's got money.
He's a banker.
Oh, the cheap son of a bitch! And he wouldn't buy a Tupperware from you.
Well, he's like, I'm moving to Phoenix. I don't know if I have somewhere to put it. You know, back then he was not a banker. Back then he was a struggling.
So where did he take you for dinner?
I went to this little sushi place by my house that I love.
Big spender. Is it?
Yeah, he doesn't eat sushi.
Guess where Jimmy
sushi can be expensive.
Guess where Jimmy took me for my 80th birthday. We live in Palm Springs. Wait, we live in Palm Springs. And I thought we were going to go to one of the best restaurants, a French restaurant here that I love in the door. And we pass it by in the car. I'm videoing it. I said, Jimmy, where are we going? He took me to Denny's because on your birthday, you get free bacon and eggs.
No.
Am I lying?
No, he's not lying. I did take him to Denny's.
Oh, God.
My 80th birthday, Denny's for a free breakfast.
I think that French restaurant you're talking about is where the husband proposed.
Oh, I love should we give them a plug?
Oh, that's nice that you.
I hate to give them a plug because they don't give you a breadstick. Well, La Valerise, but they don't give you a breadstick for free for plugging them. I mean, really, we have. Listen, right now, over 5 million people all over the world watch our show live. Some and most, later in syndication. So if I say La Valerise is a fabulous restaurant, that's at least a $65,000 plug. And I don't even get a breadstick.
I want to go back a little bit. I want to talk about. So my mom watched As the World Turns for her whole life.
Yes.
And I used to when I was in school, I would like when I was in college and stuff, like I would skip class to watch As the World Turns in General Hospital.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Were you on As the World Turns when Meg Ryan was on it?
I was. Hold on. Look at this. This is so funny that you say this. Hold on. I got to find it. Hold on. It's right here somewhere. I just found it in a box and I was going to post it for everyone to see. Here it is. Well, first of all, here, I also found this. I was looking for this. I had a picture from Betty White.
Oh,
it's glaring. Hold it.
No, she's holding an orangutan.
No, but hold it differently because it was glaring. We couldn't see it.
Oh.
Yeah, we had lights.
There you go.
There you go. Now we see Betty White
with an orangutan.
And an orangutan.
But I just did a TikTok where I posted a video of her and I. She was on Who's the Boss, and she and I had a really hilarious moment together. So I did a TikTok where I talked about that.
Yay, that's awesome.
But yes, here I just found this.
Tilt it down. Good.
There you go.
Good. There you go. You got it.
So you can see I'm there, the little one. That's Colleen Zank, my mom. And then right next to her, Meg Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
So,
how cool is that? Like, I have to say, like, Meg Ryan was my, like, growing up crush when I thought I was straight.
That was never. Never.
I also like John Abbott from Young and the Restless.
Oh, yeah. John Abbott's a good one.
Yeah. Yes. But I think so. How was that? Because it was a lot different being on a soap opera than being on because you shoot a lot quicker than a TV pilot, or no? Yes.
Oh God, yeah. And it's like a moment's notice when you get called in for the soap opera, and it was really rough, honestly, because we lived in New Jersey, so. When I got called the night before, we'd have to drive that almost hour trip into Manhattan. And, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm sleeping in the back trying to learn lines, so that was actually pretty rough. But, man, like there's nothing like a soap opera to really get your acting chops together.
Well,
I spent more time crying on that damn soap opera.
It's true. No, Sean Kanan is a dear good friend of ours, a close friend. And he has complained and said they throw 40 pages at you the day. And they expect you to memorize it in 20 minutes. Mm-hmm. I mean, they really are heartless when they do these soap operas. Everyone out there, you have no idea how these actors work hard to remember. I mean, if it was me, I'd stand there and I'd ad-lib the whole fucking show. Because 40 pages to me is everything I've ever learned in my life.
Yeah. But
Could
you
you do
know,
could,
it's like
could you do 40 pages?
not in a day, God no. But man, there's nothing better than training to be a great actor on a
No,
soap
it's
opera, right?
exhausting. I hate learning lines.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like Johnny Depp doesn't do it. Every movie you see Johnny Depp in, he has a plug. He will not learn
Yeah.
lines. He finds it to be a bore. And I agree with Johnny. It's a bore, especially when the lines are not good. And you have to
Well, yeah.
memorize crappy lines that don't
I
work.
mean, yes, for
You know,
sure. That I
So
can't
goes
disagree.
against your character, and you say, "What the
Yeah.
fuck was he thinking?"
I'm gonna brag.
Writing this
I'm
shit.
gonna brag a little more. So you were. I don't know if this is a movie. Is the Still Life a movie?
The still life. The still life. What? Oh yeah. Yeah, sort of. Yes.
So you guys, he did a movie called The Still. I'm only bringing it up because we've had a lot of these people on our show. First of
Oh,
all,
okay.
so I used to be friends with Jonathan Davis from Korn.
Oh,
And
sure.
Grant Kramer's been on our show. Terry Moore is a friend of Ron's.
Good friend of
Jason
mine.
Barry, Rachel Miner. I think that's the ex-wife of the Home Alone kid, right? Macaulay Culkin.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
Robert
Actually.
Miano. So he was in The Still Life, the Benneker Gang as a kid. Cujo,
That was
we
my
talked
favorite.
about. Was it really your favorite, the Benneker
I
Gang?
love the Vinegar Gang. It was so silly, and we had, I mean, Andrew McCarthy, and it was like a road trip of kid family. I had blast.
It was
I don't know.
orphans, right? Like orphans that wanted to
Orphans,
stay
yeah.
together, so they take off together, so
Yep.
they
And
can
I
be
got to
together.
eat paper, and they made the paper taste like bananas. 5-year-old. I mean, that was my favorite part of making the whole fucking movie. The whole movie.
You
I
could
like
say
love it.
fucking. It's okay. We
Oh.
curse
Then
on
you
this
guys,
show.
he was in Time Stalkers with John Ratzenberger, William Devane, and Lauren
Yeah.
Hutton.
Yeah.
I love
That
William
was
Devane.
great.
I met him in the Village, and he was quite an interesting guy.
And you know Lauren Hutton.
Of course, I know Lauren Hutton.
Oh, you did.
I
Then
did.
you did a TV show. Is this like a reality show, The Quarantine Bunch? Because we've had most of those people on our show too.
Oh yeah. No, we did this last right when COVID started. They had this brilliant idea that there's a child celebrity help group where they meet once a week to talk about being child celebrities, and COVID happened, so we have to take it online. So it turned into like a Zoom self-help group, and it was just us chatting about life and COVID, and it was scripted and it was hysterical, but it was also a little bit ad-libbed. We had a blast. It's online and it's really, really, really funny.
You guys, The
Now, wait a
Quarantine
minute.
Bunch.
Hang on.
I'm going to tell everybody who's in it.
I got to ask you a question.
What?
Lauren Hutton passed away?
Oh, I was thinking Lauren Bacall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh.
Lauren Hutton. Okay.
I knew Lauren Bacall. We name drop on this show because people love it. So
Why not?
name drop all you can. It's people want to know what goes on in Hollywood.
So you guys, The Quarantine Bunch is Keith Coogan, who was on our show, Scotty Schwartz, who was on our show, Jeremy Miller, who we just recently met, Dean McDermott, Judy Norton, Ted Lang from Love Boat. Melissa Disney is the only one I didn't know. I didn't know who that was.
She
Obviously,
is the
Disney.
wife of the creator of the program. And
Oh,
she's
that's
an actual
why.
Disney. Yeah, she's an actual Disney.
Oh, well, she's got no money problems. He was also on The Secret Life of the American Teenager,
Oh,
Highway
God.
to Heaven.
For like a minute. Highway to Heaven, that was amazing, yes.
Were you on The Secret Life of the American Teenager with Molly Ringwald?
I think so, but I had like one scene at a party with the gay kid on the show, and that was it. So I didn't
With
really
the gay
have much-
kid.
With the young gay kid. I can't remember his name. I'd have to go look it up.
So when you were, how old were you? How old do you think you were when you figured out that you were gay?
I was dealing with it in college, honestly. Before that, I was, there was stuff as a teenager that I was doing, like I was looking at that, what's that dumb magazine that comes in the mail, the underwear catalog. That
Oh,
we used to
yeah,
have in the
yeah,
80s.
yeah.
What's that called?
International Mail.
Yes, I used to sneak that.
He knows everything.
I used to have that too.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Jimmy Starr, you know when he knew he was gay? When he came out of his mother and he grabbed the doctor's dick.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's
That
when he
was
knew
the
he
first
was.
thing you reached for.
That's when he knew he was gay.
Now my whole thing was because I didn't know I was, like I didn't know what was the matter with me, but like I would like hang out with all my friends, and then I would like like be in love with all their fathers. Like they would be, we would be 12, and the fathers would be 40 or 50, and that's who I liked.
Yeah, no,
Fathers.
I get it. And it was definitely like there's something wrong with me kind of a thing. So I just ignored it for a long time. I was
That's
engaged
what
to
I
be
did.
married to a
Yeah.
woman,
So was
right
he.
before
I was married for 16 years. I
Yeah.
was in total not denial. I was in total, I'm not interested. And I didn't want to be
Okay.
gay because I came from an Italian Brooklyn
Oh
background
well,
of
yeah,
tough, wise guys. I grew
yeah.
up with names that you read about in books.
Yeah.
And these guys were like, hey, faggot, kill that fucking fag.
Oh yeah.
That's how I was raised with that mentality.
Yeah.
And I wasn't ever wanting to be. And then when I was 20, I was in a club, a gay club in New York, and I met Sal, who I was with for 46 years, and it was wonderful. It was you automatically become who you are when
Yeah.
it's important, when it's right.
When it's right and it's important and
And
it
that's what
trumps
happened
everything
with you.
else.
I
Yeah.
believe you and I share the same experience.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you're like a genius kid, though, right? Because you went to Stanford, and like, I mean, Stanford now is almost impossible, but I know it was hard to get in then.
Oh God, it was so hard. It was so hard. I was a smart kid, and it's entirely because my parents set this up for me to go to school. I graduated with honors from high school. I had like a 4.4 GPA, and Stanford like really kicked my butt. Like I wanted to be a veterinarian, so I got there and I started that track. And as soon as I started the chemistry classes, my brain like what is it left side, right side,
Yeah.
whichever side it is that does math and science, it's like, no, we don't exist. We're not home. And so it was really disappointing. And I actually left because I was so disappointed. Went back to LA and I'm like, well, maybe all I am supposed to be is an actor. And that didn't work out. So I went back to Stanford. And I said, look, it's Stanford. You got to graduate from Stanford University. Are you kidding me? So I went back and I did the drama major with a directing focus. So I became a really great director and graduated with a minors in English. And I graduated on time. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of
Good
smart.
for you. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
smart. I
Now,
mean, that's a big deal.
before we run out of time and I forget, I want to invite Jimmy and I want to invite you and your guy to dinner at our house if ever you're in Palm Springs.
Oh, I'd love
Call.
that.
I cook Italian. You're gonna love it. My food's
Good.
good, and I have some friends over, and we have everybody that you would probably know in the business
I would
who are
love
fun,
that.
nice, fun people. No
Yeah.
vampires, no horrible people. We don't associate with backstabbing, no good son of a bitches that the business is full of.
Oh
Everybody,
God, they're
and
everywhere.
anyone that comes to my home is a good soul, and
Oh,
Jimmy's
I
one.
love that. And I have a lot of great friends who've moved there. So I would
Yeah, so
love
when you
that.
come to,
Yeah.
I'm serious. You have our contact number. Give us a notice, and if we are available, which probably we will, you'll come over with your guy. I'd like to meet him and
Love
ask
it.
him how come you didn't buy his Tupperware. I mean, you were after the guy. I mean, obviously he was into you. Now, what kind of stupid guy is he that he doesn't buy a fucking spoon? I mean, a spoon could have got him
Oh
laid that night.
God. Well, yes, that's very true,
So it's
actually.
true. So he didn't buy a spoon. I mean, I got to really talk to this guy.
Wait, if I remember correctly, I think the Tupperware party actually turned into a sex party at the end. So there was that anyway. No, wait, no, no.
I like love it. So have you directed any? I mean, you went to school to be a director. Have you directed
Yeah,
anything?
it was all stuff at Stanford. I moved to New York right after Stanford to try to be a director, and it's just so cutthroat there. I mean, I started meeting people who were trying to be directors, and they'd been there for 10 years. And again, I fell back onto the well, maybe I'm just supposed to be an actor thing, and that didn't work out either. So I've had a storied situation. Like my relationship with the business is very very storied. And it's taken me a really long time to come to a place where I feel like I'm ready for the right reasons to try again. So
You
we're gonna
need to
give it
get
a
on.
shot.
You
I
need.
don't think you have. I think that's the wrong word to try again. I don't think you should ever use that word. To be again,
To be again. You're right.
not
I love
not
that.
try. Try is insecure. To be is confident. There's no
Yeah.
reason why you can't be in something. I mean, there's no
Yeah. No, you're
you're
right.
good. You're good looking. You speak well. You
In
can
the chat room, they're saying you're cute as a
yeah,
button.
and
Oh, thanks.
you could remember lines. And
Yeah.
there's
I think
no
you.
reason why you can't work except for the
I
fact that
completely
the
agree.
scripts
It is
may
all about the mindset for sure. I agree.
well here now that we are fighting for gay exposure in film, we're sick of looking at straight people getting divorced and killing each other. We'd like to see gay relationships on film. So we're working on that now. The way black people wanted to see blacks in film and
Yeah.
Hispanics in film. Well, we would like to see
But
our
we don't only want to be the serial killer or the people
yeah,
who have
yeah.
Of
weird
course.
I
sex.
mean,
And I feel
that
like that's why this is a good time because that stuff is starting to appear like really juicy,
well,
solid, great
I was
characters.
I was approached by a pretty famous writer who is in the process of writing a comedy thing, and it will be only with gay people. And of course, it's going to be filmed in Palm Springs because this is the gay capital of the world now.
It sure is. Yeah.
And we can have it's almost going to be a reality show with a script, which most reality
Yeah.
shows are
I mean,
scripted
hello.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So when that happens, I'm going to call you and tell you, hey,
I'd love it.
get your buns here, Mary, and let's see what we could do with you. Maybe
I
you
would
could get
love
in
it.
I also
love it.
think as a director, you should find a low budget script that you could direct. And we can cast it and direct it, and something to get your chomps going, because you
Back
probably
again. Yes,
probably
I love
probably no
that.
probably
Yeah,
nobody's
don't waste your talent and don't
Yeah.
sit. What the fuck are you doing?
and contact
And
me.
that's
I'll help.
that's
I'll
what,
help.
that's what I came to. That's the place I came to. Is I'm wasting a lot of great stuff, and I'm
Get
ready.
over
to
it.
really
Go
I
back
think
to
so, too.
work. Listen, I went back to work at 75. Go back to work. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't like the 16 hours. I can't do them much
Sure.
anymore. That's hard for me. That part, and of course, the freezing studio with the rain coming
Sure.
in, and you're getting all. But the reward is the wrap party and the red carpet because
Yes.
I get to see all my friends in the business, and I
Yeah.
love it. And
Yeah.
that's the fun part. So if you find working is tough, think of the fun: red carpet and wrap party.
I want to tell you too. They love you in the chat room. They're all.
I
saying,
love you too. I mean, and I don't love
they're
you in
having
the
a
sense
really good time.
I don't love you in the sense of I want to marry you. I love you as a fellow as a brother, as somebody who I can relate to.
A brother from another mother. Yes.
No, I feel everything you say. I relate to everything you say. I can probably read your mind easily because we're the same.
And they love your hair.
Yeah.
They love everything. So
Yeah.
let's do this. This is something I like to ask all the actors who come on the show.
Okay.
Bucket list. I mean, you've worked with a lot of cool people. Bucket list, male and female. Who would you like if you could work with anybody? Who's two people? And they could be living or dead. They don't even have to be. And then what movie? If you could have been in any movie ever in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Oh, wow. What an interesting idea. Well, so an interesting story is that I actually auditioned for What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And
One of my favorite movies.
But that's what got Leo his start, So if I had gotten the part, I could have been Leo DiCaprio. No, but that's always one of the ones where I've said, gosh, I would have loved to have played that part. I definitely think in terms of actors that I'd love to work with, Patrick Stewart and Ian. I think Ian, Patrick, and I in a movie would be so cool.
Absolutely.
God, that would be so cool. In terms of actresses, oh God, the list is long, but I feel like any of the really sincere big names that I've heard are really great to work with and that are super giving and present and not sort of doing their own thing would be wonderful. I can't even narrow it down. Alyssa again for sure. Something I think Alyssa and I doing something on our own that is not Who's the Boss specific could be really great. So I'd love to figure out what that is.
How about Angelina Jolie? She's very giving on set.
Is she? Then absolutely. Yes.
She has a great empathy for actors. If they fuck up a line, she never gets angry or makes a face.
Awesome.
If somebody falls down on the set, she's the first one there saying, "Are you okay?" I mean,
awesome.
I love this girl. I watched her grow up in my life. And she's a kind-hearted person. Nothing what the press writes about. It's all bullshit.
I want Julia Roberts.
No,
I don't know if she's nice or not.
Angie is one of the nicest people you will
she'd
ever
be great.
meet.
Julia Roberts, Charlize Theron. No, I don't know.
Charlize seems a little too
I heard bad about her.
They say she's not that friendly.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock would be fun, I think.
Oh, yes.
Charlize stays in her trailer. She doesn't talk to the.
Oh, interesting.
She doesn't work. I don't care for that.
In terms of a project, I will do anything it takes to get into a Star Trek of any kind. Even if I play a Ferengi, I will do it. That's just always been a life.
Do you watch Star Trek all the time?
I do. I watch Discovery and I watch Picard. They're both terrific. Yeah.
So that's why you picked.
Do you
Patrick
watch
Stewart.
Ancient Aliens? I do.
I love Ancient Aliens.
That's his favorite too.
I told you.
Oh,
you and I are so much alike. It's disgusting. My favorite show. I never miss it. I love Ancient.
He likes Ancient Aliens and the Searching for Oak Island.
No,
or whatever,
I'm done with Oak Island.
I'm a little over Oak Island because
me too. They've been
You
playing with me
guys
too
fucking
long.
get it together. Like,
Exactly.
it's not that
Listen,
hard.
they
Yeah.
dug up half of Manhattan to build the Twin Towers, and you
Yeah.
can't dig up that fucking island to find a treasure.
Yeah.
Give me a break. You
And it
milked it
takes
long
them
enough, boys. You milked
it
it.
takes
Go
them
home.
4 episodes to reveal that they found a coin. Like,
I mean, do you love
really?
it? Do you love it? Exactly. I'm over
You
them. I'm
know?
totally over them.
But
But
Ancient Aliens,
I love
100%.
Ancient.
Like, oh my
I'm
gosh.
dying to meet him. He's got to be one of the most fascinating guys,
I
and
met
he's
him,
so
the guy with the
sexy.
hair.
Yeah, that's what's his name?
I can't remember his name.
Giorgio.
Yes, I met him once. He is very, very nice. I didn't talk to him long though.
He's
but
a sexy
man,
guy. He's very
the
sexy.
concepts in there are so interesting to me.
Oh my God, he like loves it, and he loves Giorgio. Like he always tells me try to get Giorgio on, but
Yeah,
like,
I'm dying to get Giorgio on to interview him.
Do you know the haunting shows, the Bly Manor, and now he did Midnight Mass? What's his name?
Yeah.
The creator. God, I would love to work with him.
I forgot. I saw though the Haunting Manor one.
What is his name? Did you guys see Midnight Mass? If you haven't seen it, it's terrific. It's got some amazing acting in it. It's really, really great. And the concept is super interesting too. It's basically this like connection between religion and vampirism. And
oh wow,
I love that.
That's some connection.
Taking the blood of Christ literally.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very, very fascinating. Yeah, go check it out.
I love it.
What's his name? I gotta look it up.
I'll have to like look it up and see.
I it's terrible. I run into people in LA, and I look at them and I know them so well, and I have no idea what their name is, and I feel so bad. So I say, "Hey, honey bun," if it's a girl, or sweetheart, or hey, beautiful, because I don't remember names. Isn't it awful? And the guys, of course, I say, "Hey, old buddy, how are you?" Like I ran into Fran Drescher's ex-husband in on Hollywood Boulevard, on Santa Monica Boulevard with Jimmy, and I know him. So I'm talking to him. I remember his name. Now I know all about him. He was married to Fran Drescher. He's gay. He lives in Hollywood. I knew one of the guys he was dating. I've spoken. Has he ever been on our show?
Yeah.
He was on our show. I mean, I know so much about him. Guess what?
But you couldn't tell me his name.
I can't tell you his name right now either.
It's funny. So here's
right
what
now. If you said $1 million, Ron, his name is, what is his name, Jimmy?
I don't know, but we got to go. So here's what we're going to do.
Anyway,
so you guys listen up, you guys. This is Danny Pintauro. His Instagram is Danny Pintauro. So is your Twitter, right?
It's all Danny
today
Pintauro,
on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's all, which is terrific. I really want to get you involved in some stuff that we got going and see if we can get something going because
and please come to Palm Springs and call us. I'll even buy a couple of Tupperwares.
I don't do that anymore.
Well, you could still get them for me.
I have some in a box in the garage. Yes.
We want to wish you all the best with your husband, and thank you so much for coming on this show. We had such a good time. Everybody loved it, and I'm ready to see you on the silver screen and on television.
I'm ready. The number of people who've been saying that on the social stuff that I'm doing now, it's like really encouraging.
So Will, that's Will right there. I didn't know who that was. He's in the chat room. Hey, Will, how you doing? That's his husband.
Yes. There he is. Yes, he's stuck in the spare bedroom. He's got COVID.
Listen to me.
Will, feel better.
Well, excuse me, everybody. Silencio. Who gives a fuck if he would have bought a Tupperware? That guy is cute. I wouldn't have given a shit if he didn't buy anything, and he could have taken me to Denny's on my birthday, and I wouldn't care. Oh, honey bun, what have you got? Magic?
That's so
you really got a good one. He's a hottie.
Will, I hope you feel better. Will, feel better. Danny, thank you so much. And
wait, Danny, I want to say to you, thank you for your openness, your honesty, and you being on our show and being a contributing guest. You've given us so much fun and laughter. You're terrific. I look so forward to knowing you.
Yes,
not seeing you, but knowing you, because I think that you could be one of our good friends for a long time.
I would love it.
Please come back into business. I think we need you.
Thank you.
I know we need you. I know we need you.
I appreciate that more than you know.
Thank you so much, Danny. And I'll see you on Instagram.
Okay, we'll see you there.
And this new year should only bring you all your dreams.
Thank you. For both of you as well. This is going to be a good year. I can feel it.
And listen, throw a net over that husband. Don't let him loose. I mean, don't take him to parties or anything. Don't let anybody meet him. Like,
Well,
just
I mean, maybe take him to the party and watch. I
no,
mean,
no. Put a chain around his neck.
There you go.
well, that's a
Like-
whole other story. That's a different show. That's for a different day.
All right, Danny. Thank you so much.
Thank you
You're
for leaving
welcome.
us with a
Bye.
laugh. We left with a
Bye
laugh.
bye.
Thank you,
Take
baby.
care.
Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy.
Hey, you
We're
guys.
working on it.
Right. Bye now.
That was a great
What a
guest, you
nice
guys.
guest. What a great. I loved him. He was great. Not because he's gay, but because he was wonderful.
So